Hey everyone, Shawnie here, Glitzy Stitches Home by Shawnie Lee. I wanted to let you guys know where I've been, and I want to talk to you a little bit about the craft shows that I've completed. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, welcome. I wanted to let you guys know where I have been and what we've been doing, how the craft show's been going. Well guys, I had completed 2 craft shows and my husband went for a physical and ended up in the hospital with heart surgery. Actually, they were able to do the procedure through a cardiac cath. So that was good. He's doing well. He does have some permanent damage to the bottom of his heart, which they are going to guide us in how to go about living healthy with that. And but he is doing good. He's healing. It's 5 days post-op. That's where I've been. So if I look like I've been through the mill, guys, I have been. We've been married 30 years and this has been a trip. So keep us in your prayers if you would, please. And I want to tell you about my craft shows, guys. Okay, first craft show, I believe I told you it was just a little venue here, and and I am appreciative, don't get me wrong, but that was my least amount made at a craft show ever. And so the second craft show was at a church, big venue, and it was wonderful. Beautiful big venue. You could set up the night before, and I always like that because you have time and you can set up your displays just as you want. And that time I did do a graph. I did a graph and I had my table set up in my mind and I took it there and it worked. It worked. I could not believe how well it worked, actually. So I would suggest at a craft fair that you do beforehand know how you want your things set on your tables, be it your own tables or another. The venue tables. They usually run 8 foot. I would check that out first. And if they're 6, make sure you accommodate for that because it's a big difference. That 2 foot makes a big difference. Anyway, so I was able to get set up ahead of time, and then we found out my husband had to have surgery, and it was all during that time while I was trying to get ready for my absolute favorite venue where I know that I'll do good. I mean, oh my goodness. And it was so difficult, you guys. He was in the hospital. I'm trying to finish up my crafting, get everything ready. And now that venue, though, you can only go the morning of to set up. So you really got to have your mind straight as to how you want your table. And you have to give it, picture the building inside. So I don't always pick the same table, and I do that on purpose. But anyway, you have to have in your mind and the certain scenarios of if my table was here, how would I set up? You know, there's about 3 or 4 different ones in the building of the way your table actually faces. So anyway, I got that in my mind how I do that. And so my husband had surgery on Friday and my craft show was on Saturday. Well, my husband was to be released on Saturday morning, and I was like, oh, I'm not doing my show. My show is canceled. I'm not doing my show. And his best friend said, yeah, you are. He said, I will pick him up from the hospital when he's released. So, and his wife is my best friend, so that, you know, works out. But anyway, and she and I do these craft shows together. She gets tables as well. She does cherry pit bags, and they're awesome. But anyway, that's how that works. And so the day of the craft show went, got all my things, you know, gathered up. My husband's best friend went up and actually sat with him until he was released, and he was able to bring him home, and he stayed with him until I got home from my show. Huge success. I sold a few of my angels and I sold a lot of my bags, my scrubbies, out the door as usual, and then I sold a lot of my little folios for teachers' gifts and such. And let me see what else. Gnomes flew out the door. And I have to actually make some more, and I'm going to change my packaging on those. And what I'm going to do to those is literally just change the ribbon into all Christmas ribbon. Tips. I would make sure that you have your tables covered. That's very important. It's very important to give yourself time to set up. It's very important to work your table, I call it. If you sit behind like this and you're just watching whatever, yeah, hey, how are you this morning? Or have a nice day, or, whatever, just sit there. If you're crocheting, and you look up, good morning, go back to crocheting. I literally get myself up and I walk that table. I very, very seldom sit down at a craft show. Very seldom. I make sure that I'm rested and well able to work my table at my craft show. Now this next craft show is a 2-dayer for me, and I have a 10 by 10 space, actually the size of my craft room, and I'll be able to like work my room, and I'm always straightening things and stuff like that, but I've already got in my mind how I want to set this up. I'll take pictures for you guys. But yeah, it's just you have to, it's so important. It's so important to know how you want to set up. It's so important to work your tables or your room. You don't have to be like a salesman, but I'm just always like, hello, how are you today? My scrubbies are my pattern. Okay, and I am so proud of that pattern because it gets in corners and they wash. You can put them in the dishwasher. They last for a very long time. A pack of 2 will probably last a year. So I'm proud of my scrubbies, and I just quickly but informatively tell them about my scrubbies, and I usually sell them every time I do that. My gnomes, I do, as you guys know, I weight the gnomes, and I might even do some more weight because I was noticing, and you got to pay attention to your customer and what they're saying. I was noticing, oh, these are weighted, and I'm like, uh-oh, I'm thinking, maybe I'll add a couple more weights. And I weighted with marbles. I'm going to try actually the glass pegs. I'm going to try the little stones you get like for the game Malakali or whatever. I'm going to, or Manicali, or I don't know what you call it, but that game. So I'm going to try a bit. Here, I have them right here. I'm going to try putting a bit more of these on until I can feel the weight. Now, the only thing with that is if I were to sell them online and ship them, it's going to make shipping more because they're going to weigh more, right? Check this out. So these guys, these are $1 at Walmart, and they're not individually heavy, but they're kind of heavy like this. So, but I want it to where when they pick that up, because I say they're weighted, I want them to be able to pick these up and feel the weight and know that they're going to sit there sturdy. And I've even had, let me see, at this last show, I even had a question put at me that kind of made me go, huh? Someone said, what do you do with these? With gnomes? Well, I said, well, actually, they're just like a knick-knack. You can, sit them there, or you can, a child could actually, I guess, play with them, but you don't really play with gnomes unless they're a gnome doll, right? But the only thing, personally, I've ever seen gnomes for is knick-knacks. So I just, I said, well, actually, they're just like knickknacks. Sit them on the shelf, and they look cute, I don't know. Yeah. So I did that, and my folios, I did not take my folios to this last show because I did not have any Christmas ones left because I had sold out of the Christmas ones last show, and my husband got sick. So, yeah, it's like, I didn't have any, and I wasn't about to, because I have some spring ones and such, and they make excellent teacher gifts. And that's another thing, guys, is I personally, I want to take a little variety so that if they want to give them for like future purposes. You know, they're not all Christmas. I mean, because Christmas in May, June, and July, I don't know. I just going to put a variety in there this time. But yeah, so I've been a hot mess, as you can tell. Hot mess. But we're getting it together. We're learning. Whole new way of life, right down to the way you eat. And my mother raised me. My mother was from Mount Sterling, Kentucky, so I was raised on biscuits and gravy and bacon and eggs and homemade, homemade, homemade. So, and good sweet stuff. So I'm having to learn at 60 years old to cook different, just a whole new way of eating. So we are actually thinking and looking into vegan. But with that said, we are meat eaters, and turkey, like tomorrow's Thanksgiving, turkey and chicken and fish. And so I'm not sure. I have to look into a bunch of different ways and learn how to cook like that. I wanted to say thank you guys for all of your love and support. I'll be doing more craft show videos. Right now I'm making an angel, and I'm making the buffalo check, the black and white buffalo check. It's so pretty, guys. And I've made a couple in this type of mesh right here. It's really pretty, but this is very hard to work with, but it does not fray. So this is really, really pretty. This would make like an excellent skirt on an angel, I think. And the big popular thing this year, guys, I think I've mentioned this before, is the green. You have green for your Christmas tree. There's a darker green and there's a lighter green. It's not a lime green. It's maybe a frosted lime green, maybe, and then a darker like hunter green, but they're more of a frost. And those two gnomes, so boom, out the door. They were gone. It was pretty much, and in fact, the lady actually had my daughter, I was at the restroom, the lady actually had my daughter put it back so she could purchase them. And then she went and got her friend, they brought back, and boom, they were gone. They sold out of my green gnomes. So I'm going to make our gnomes, green angels. Did I just say gnomes before, guys? I'm sorry. Green angels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a few more of those. I need to make 18 for my pillars that I made out of Dollar Tree cooling racks. Let me tell you, I need to do a whole video on this, and I'm going to. How I make my racks for my angels, guys, is I take the Dollar Tree cooling racks for like cookies that you get in the kitchen section there. I use 3 at a time. I make the triangle. I put them together with zip ties. Nothing but zip ties. Now, I do them 2 tiers high, so you have 6 to each tier. You can make them higher if you'd like. I mean, that's your preference, okay? So I have 6 to each tier. They're too high, and I do 3 of those. I did 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Yep, I did 3 of those, and they hold 6 angels each. So that's 18 angels, and that's a good variety at a craft fair. So I'm going to set them on my cheese boxes. Now my cheese boxes are variegated. One is like 4 inches, one is 2, and then one is 1 inch or something like that. And I'm going to set them on there. So I have 3 towers of angels. I'm going to do this and see how that looks. But my angels put on a show because they were popping at my last craft fair. I mean, they do. They shine. You can see them from across the room. I like that. So, and then my gnomes are going to go on my husband's car shelf, and because it's portable, so portable. So I'm going to take that, and then I'm going to take a little 4-foot desk that I have, and I'm going to use one of their tables, which I paid for as well. So hopefully that'll all go together. But guys, we're going to be doing more craft show videos in the near future. Thank you guys for joining me today. We'll be back real soon with some more craft fair tips for your future craft shows, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much, guys. We hit 4,500 subscribers. I am so excited about that. I appreciate you guys so much, and I enjoy spending time with you. All right, guys, and we'll see you next time. Have a blessed day. Bye. If you liked today's video, here's something else you may enjoy.